Alright gang, welcome to my 2023 game room tour. Now this tour is happening just before we're getting ready to move. I made mention of that in previous episodes and I made a post as well on YouTube that we have kind of randomly out of nowhere decided to pick up and move house. So I wanted to go ahead and get this on document before we do move house and go into a new game room. So with that said, let's jump right into it. So we'll go here right at the beginning. So I'm a big Turtles fan. So I've got a couple of Turtles images here. This is a Last Ronin here, signed obviously. And then some more imagery of Turtles down here as well, signed. And then Phantom Theater is a ride, one of my favorite rides of all time. At my local theme park called Kings Island. It does not exist anymore, unfortunately, but this is a print from that, so I'm pretty excited to have that. And then this one here is another Turtles, black and white, signed drawing. Of the Universal Monsters as Turtles, and I'm a big fan of those original ones there. I've got some of those, and I'll show you those as we continue on here. So let's start with the games specifically here. So at the very top here, I've got the original Halo, the green special edition. Then I have a very modest regular Xbox game set, I guess is what you would call it. Not many. Trying to get back into getting them, but unfortunately I just don't have that many. And when I was younger, I sold them off just because I needed the money. Some of you guys know that I do kind of quote wrestling every once in a while. I'm a big Sting and a big Macho Man Randy Savage fan, so this is a Sting pop. The only reason I have it. Then there's the Xbox 360, the mini that I have. I also have the, I don't know what you call it, the keypad, I guess, for the actual controller. And then we'll get into the Xbox 360 games, which is a little bit more hefty. So there they are there. I won't go into too much detail right now. We're just going to kind of give a high overview of all the games and everything I have. There's a Cuphead mug there, kind of blocking some of the games there. Now, I don't have the best camera, so it's probably a little shaky, so I apologize. I'm doing the best I can. I do have to get down on the ground for some of these, just because it goes down to the bottom. And you'll see some empty slots there, and you'll see why here very shortly. There's some more games in there. I've got some duplicates in there as well, just for keeping sake, one in the package and one out. So the outfit, we just recently finished playing through that. I remember, if you guys watched that, you remember me saying that it was a game that I had a fond memory of when I was younger playing through it. And then I've got some Steelbook games as well. Halo Wars, Perfect Dark Zero, and Prey back there. So let's jump back up to the top here. We've got the Gears of War Edition Xbox One. And then some Xbox One games. And I've got some more knick-knack stuff kind of in the way. Again, there'll be duplicates, as I said, for one reason or another. And there'll be games in here that probably haven't even been opened. Maybe because I have them virtually. But I wanted it digital, or not digitally, physical, because I'm a big physical collector, as you can tell. Maybe not as big as some of the other people you guys probably watch online, but modestly. And that's kind of it for the Xbox One collection. As we continue down here, I do have a few of the Jumbo Pops. Specifically, I have the Master Chief one here. And then behind him, I have kind of all the Halo games listed there. The only one that's really not there is Halo 4. I have it digitally, but maybe eventually I'll get it on there. I haven't been a huge fan of all the new Halos that have been coming out, but the original 3 and then Halo Reach, I mean, you can't really go wrong with those. And the first one is really, you know, I was sponsored by Balls. I think I told you that in times before. I've got an actual massive poster right here. I won't pull it out. But when we get to the new game room, I will certainly show that to you. It was pretty cool. I kept it. I'm pretty happy that I was able to keep that when I was younger. My very tiny Xbox Series X, there are some that say Xbox One on it, but it's really Xbox Series X collection here. And then I've got, just recently, I just picked up an Elite Series 2 controller. So I'm pretty happy with that. My wife is huge into The Sims, so these are all computer games. I won't go into too much detail for there, but there's a lot of old ones down there at the bottom as well. My big computer game that I loved was Age of Empires and Roller Coaster Tycoon. So big into the Roller Coaster Tycoons, the originals at least. As we continue on here, these are some of my Turtles collection, the original stuff. These are some of the Universal Monsters, kind of going with what I was just mentioning at the very beginning. So I'm big into all that stuff. They came out with a bunch of them that had different colored weapons and stuff right here, right? I pretty much have all of them. I think I'm only missing one or two. There's a bunch that I have kind of hidden back here and put away, but for the most part, I have them all. But I'm continuing to try to upgrade my collection on those. Those are really all I collect specifically from Turtles. I do have a few other small knickknacks from them. I've got some of the Hot Wheels cars they came out with just because they were pretty cheap. And then mentioned again about the wrestling stuff. They did come out with a Turtles wrestling crossover series. Again, Macho Man Randy Savage is my favorite of all time, but I also love Sting, so I had to get that first series. I didn't get any further than that, but I got the first series. Down below that, I've got the Jumbo Super Shredder Funko Pop. Love him. Think he's awesome. And a little tiny Shredder as well over here on the side. And then a signed Sting. He's a little bit older in this picture, but a signed Sting picture. Next thing here is just kind of a mismatch of all kinds of stuff. I did get rid of my Genesis. I kind of regret doing it. But I did keep a few of the games, specifically some of the Turtles games. These are worth a lot of money now. When I found them in a garage sale, I think I paid like $1 for both of them, and now they're worth a couple $100. So definitely worth my money there. But I got them when I was, I want to say maybe 14, 13. I don't know how old I was. Maybe 12 even. But anyway, I kept them, luckily. And then I've got Scooby-Doo. I'm a big Scooby-Doo fan. I don't have a whole lot of Scooby-Doo stuff, but you'll see a little bit more as we continue on. Some PlayStation 2 games. There's not really a whole lot there. Dynasty Warriors 2. You guys know that I love my Dynasty Warriors. That's really the one that started it all for me. And then a few regular PlayStation games, but nothing too crazy. I also have the Stadia controller. It's never been opened. I bought it when it was like $15 or whatever it was, like a month before they decided to cancel the whole thing. And I kept it in the box. I don't know if it'll ever be worth anything, but I'm just going to keep it in the box. I'm never going to take it out. And then we'll see what happens in, 10, 15 years, see if it's worth anything. This is just a sale box, I guess is what we'll call it. It's all stuff I plan to sell. A lot of this is from my wife. Her family gave us this stuff. This is when they were younger. So this is stuff I plan to take and sell or try to trade in for another game of some sort. And then down there is just some small books of some sort. This is the book I mentioned. Oh, this is a while ago in Dynasty Warriors Night Empires. I told you guys that eventually I would show you a book. This is the book I'm talking about. It has really cool stuff inside it. We will show that, but we need to get to a certain milestone before I do show that as far as subscribers go. So if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button. That's one reason to do so right there. Now, I am a pretty avid Nintendo fan. I don't really talk a whole lot about it, or we don't really play through a whole lot on the channel, but I do love Nintendo. So this is starting the Nintendo stuff now at this point. So I've got two GameCubes. I've got the black one. There's a hair there. Black one and the silver one. And then I have a very small, modest GameCube collection. Most of the stuff that I have here is all stuff that I play and that I actually like. For a while, I was trying to collect pretty much anything, but I kind of got to a point where I only want to collect stuff that I actually want to play. So I do have 2 Mario Karts. I don't know if I'll sell that on Mario Kart or not. I'll probably keep it for a while. Hopefully it goes higher. I have 2 Paper Marios, but one is the Collector's Edition, or the Player's Choice. That's what it's called. Player's Choice Edition. Just trying to, collect the ones that I actually enjoy and like. So Chaos Field, if you haven't played Chaos Field, that's a really good game. Right here, I guess I should put that on camera. Chaos Field. Really good game. Pick that up if you haven't had it. It's getting kind of expensive now, though. And some more games there. And then the Wii U. Wii U did not sell well, but I actually enjoyed the Wii U. I thought the Wii U was a decent game system. Certainly not the best, but decent, and was kind of a hidden gem for certain games. But again, there's some games in here that I really don't care about, but for the most part, everything in here is stuff that I want to play. Maybe not the Disney Infinity or the Legend of K or stuff like that, but I pick up lots sometimes, and that's where I get some of that stuff. So same here, just some more Wii U games. Then down below, I've got a small Wii collection here. That's really from the wife. Those are the only things left. Just Dance, she won't let me get rid of, unfortunately. I would love to get rid of that, but she won't let me. And then my Switch collection. So my Switch collection is okay. It's not anything crazy, but I've mentioned previously that my wife and I do love to play the Switch, and it's downstairs, so that's really the reason why there's not a whole lot of videos that I put out. Well, really, there's only been one video that I've ever put out for the Switch, or Nintendo, for that matter. But we hopefully will change that soon. I also have a Virtual Boy, as you can see here, so I'm pretty happy that I have that still. That was from my childhood as well. All right, let's go back up to the top here. So this is my NES, my original NES. This is one I had when I was younger. You see there's stickers on it. I had to pull those off. I haven't done the best job. I need to clean that up a little bit better. I also have a Hyperkin here, Retron Hyperkin here. I used to use that to play my NES games just because this one, it still works, but it does have issues. I could send it in and get it fixed, but I just use that Hyperkin. It's fine. Most of my NES games are not in box because when I was really little, I did not keep them in box, obviously. So almost everything in here, except for maybe 5, are all from my childhood here. And I have a few of the boxes that I was able to just, gather from garage sales or things like that. So I was able to kind of put those on. So that's the NES collection. There's a few more back there kind of hiding, but just a few Super Nintendo games. I was stupid when I was younger and also got rid of my Super Nintendo stuff. My wife did have Super Nintendo, but she really didn't have any games for it. So unfortunately, we just don't have a whole lot for the Super Nintendo. But maybe I'll get back into it soon enough. Down below here, this is a sealed Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and then a sealed World Championship Wrestling Mayhem. I may send them and get them graded, maybe. I don't know. But those are the only two real old-school sealed games that I have. This is the handheld box, I guess is what we'll call it. I really don't have a whole lot of handhelds. I'm not huge into the handheld stuff, but there's a few there. So I've got Dynasty Warriors. I have this Easy Flash IV. It's, I don't even remember what you call it, but it basically has a bunch of games on it. And so I can play pretty much any game I want as far as that goes. I have a Game Boy Micro in there. I won't pull it out, but that's what that is. This is a 2DS here on top. I guess I should probably show it to you. 2DS here. And then these are some games here. Mario DS is really the reason I got that for that. These are all games that are sealed. I got them when basically they stopped making 3DS games and they were just kind of clearancing them. So I kept them all sealed and then maybe hopes that they'll be worth something down the line. Nintendo 64, one of my favorite systems. I do have a lot for the Nintendo 64. They're not all here. I've kind of been starting to box things up, even though I said I was doing a game tour here. But these are some of them, at least. At least the ones that well, not all of them, but some of the ones I've just recently found. But a lot of these are ones that I actually would want to play now. And then I've got a few plushies at the bottom, but there's really nothing crazy to talk about down there as far as the Nintendo plushies go. So let's talk about the very top here. So at the very top, it's just more stuff to kind of, collect. Some Starscream stuff from Transformers. Again, that was my age group when I was growing up, Turtles and Transformers. Starscream was my favorite when I was younger. I've got a jumbo pop of Soundhead there. More Turtle stuff. There's a Tony Hawk Pro Skater Collector's Edition with the skateboard back there. Didn't really open that when they redid it. Some Amiibos. This I'm pretty happy with. I'm pretty proud of. The Golf Story, the Collector's Edition from Limited Run, came with a trophy. It's not in the most perfect condition. You can see there's a slit there, but I love that game. If you have not played that game, I highly recommend you go pick that up on the Switch. It is a great game. A lot of fun. And then I've got a Nintendo 64 clock and radio. I don't know if it's worth anything or not, but I had that in my childhood and I kept it because I thought it was pretty cool. So we'll continue on here. So in this corner here, Haunted Mansion doorbell thing. And a Pepsi sign. You guys know I drink Pepsi all the time, so it's an old school Pepsi sign. I need to get it fixed. It doesn't really work anymore. I've got a signed Adam West Batman, January 1966 to 96 30th anniversary. Pretty cool. This came from my uncle. Unfortunately, my uncle passed away about, 7 or 8 years ago. He was a huge Batman fan, and when he passed away, he gifted all his Batman stuff to me. So I'm very privileged and lucky to be able to have that. So down here, this is just knick-knack stuff of the what do you call it? The internet and cable and all that stuff is there. Because I hardwire into everything because I want to be able to have the fastest ability to be able to online and things like that. So over here in these boxes, I'm not going to get into them. They're just comics that I have. Some of them are really old. I'll have to show you those at some point, but that's what those are. Up here, these are Metal Batman the Animated Series, also from my uncle. They're really cool. If you want me to do a series on all of that stuff, I will certainly do so. Just let me know down below in the comments. This is my couch here. Sometimes I sit on this couch at night if I'm wanting to play something casual, relax. I also use that for work. As you can see, I do work from home occasionally, not all the time, but I do sometimes, and that's where I would do my work from home. So down here, this is a cell from the animated series, also from my uncle. Forgive the cords; they're kind of. This is still not really, but it's still kind of COVID times. A lot of people still work from home, and I do occasionally, so that's really what the cords are for. So I apologize for those. But anyway, this is a animated cell with some of the women from the Batman animated series. This is Harley Quinn's son. I forget her name now. I apologize. You guys are probably yelling at me in the comments already, but that's what that is. This is number 235 out of 500, so they are limited. And they've got the seal of authenticity, if I can actually talk straight, guys, as well, that goes with all these. Very cool stuff. Very happy to have those from my uncle. This is a Batman cell. This is a bigger one. All the other ones are all big. I've got pretty much all the main people. They're not all. I don't have them all out right now. A lot of them are already packed away, but I'll show them to you eventually as we continue on. This is a Yingling. That's my favorite cheap beer. I think it's the best cheap beer you can get. So that's just a Yingling thing that I had hanging up. I already took it down. This is my tube TV. I have a switch here with all of my connections to all my old systems, so I can just take the cord, bring it down here, put the system down here on the bottom, hook it up, and I'm ready to play. So that's why that's there. Real easy access. This is my Mario lamp, and I've got 2 Mario lights, which I don't have on, but they're pretty cool. Little 16-bit stuff. This is a jumbo pop of Captain America as a zombie found it for $5. I thought it was kind of cool, so I threw it there. And these are some Bandai turtles. I have all 4 turtles there. Kind of hard to see, but that's what there is there. And here is just mostly just some other turtle stuff and then movies. And then I've got a Snidely. I don't know if you guys know who Snidely is, but if you don't, look up Dudley Do-Right, man. Snidely's hilarious. It's an old cartoon, though, so just be aware. It's really old. And then I've got a Elzra from the Haunted Mansion Jumbo Pop here. This is the first Jumbo Pop I ever had, actually. I think I paid $10 for it. I think that's the most I've ever paid for a Jumbo Pop. I'm not really big into the Pop stuff, but I do like the Jumbo ones. I think they just look good for a game room. And then down here at the bottom, these are the only small Pops that I own besides that Sting that I showed you earlier. These are the villains of Scooby-Doo. Again, I talked about how I love Scooby-Doo. Phantom Shadow and the Spooky Space Kook are my favorite villains of all time in Scooby-Doo, so I had to grab those because of that reason. So that's what those are there. So this is just my little tiny TV that I have and my Xbox Series X there, obviously. That's typically what I'm playing. This is my, forgive all the wires, guys. It's just, I told you I'm getting ready to pack everything, so they're kind of a mess right now. I've been undoing stuff already, but this is the PC where I do all the editing, and then the recorded videos from my Elgato go into this PC, so I can edit them and put them up online for you guys. You guys probably know just by looking at stuff that I wear and stuff that I talk about. I'm a big Columbus Blue Jackets fan, a big hockey fan, played hockey all my life. So that's a pretty cool thing that I got at a golf outing, I think last year, 2 years ago? 2 years ago, I think. Here's another cell with the Joker. Pretty cool. Sorry for the glare, it's just all the lights and stuff that are going on here. This is probably one of my favorite things in my entire collection. This also came from my uncle. All this Batman animated stuff came from my uncle. So this is just a big, massive poster. It's not a poster. It's kind of like that wide, I think. But kind of like a poster. And it has a neon tube that comes out right here. And this, I don't have it on, but I will do it when we go to the new game room. It lights up and it accents basically his cape going down here. It's pretty cool, especially at night. It's really cool looking. I don't know how it would come off on a camera. But that's what that is. Here's a Harley Quinn cell, very similar to what the other one was. And then this here is probably the biggest prized picture-wise collections that I have. This is Batman original comic strip here, created by Bob Kane, and these are original Bob Kane drawings of Batman here, and then it's signed by Bob Kane right here. So those are extremely cool. This is number 111 out of 500. Very limited, very cool. The same thing here at the bottom, except this is Robin, but it's the same thing, signed by Bob Kane, also number 111. So I don't think I would ever sell these, but if I ever was to, or if I somehow passed away and somebody needed to sell them and they wanted to, the fact that they're both 111, I think that might bump the price up a little bit more for them because they're the exact same number. So pretty cool. And then down here at the bottom, a little nostalgia for me. I won't really go into a whole lot of detail, but my grandparents, when I was younger, did own a carry-out for over 100 years. It was very small. Technically, it's called a pony keg around here. That's basically a carry-out, so it's just a small store that has like 4 or 5 rows, and basically you just go in there to get like your deli meats or like a sandwich at lunch, get your beer and all that kind of stuff. So imagine basically a gas station without a gas station. That's kind of what it was, right? Unfortunately, they lost it in the 2007, 8, 9 when all the economy was about as bad as it could possibly be. So that's unfortunate, but that's a leftover keepsake that I have from that, and I hold that dearly to me. So that's what that's from. And then finally, I've got some stuff on top, as you can see, because I've already been taking stuff down for moving, but so forgive that. But this is a Yingling, wooden Yingling cooler. It's really cool. I love that. I've never used it as a cooler. I just think it's a really cool accent piece for the game room. So that'll be coming along with us as well. But that's pretty much it, guys. So I hope you stayed through and watched all the way through, and I apologize for my shaky camera work. Unfortunately, I don't have any gyro or anything like that to try to keep this steady. So I'm doing it the best I can with my hand, both hands or one hand. But that's the game wall there. This is the game room, and this will be dismantled in the next probably 24 to 48 hours. So any video going forward, it'll just have empty shelves behind me. These won't be in there anymore, unfortunately, because we're moving house, like I said. So luckily, the house we're moving to is just around the corner. So once that closes and once we're able to sell this house, it shouldn't be too long of a process before we're back up and running. It may take me a while to actually get everything put back together and back up in a viewable shape, but we will continue to do videos. I will try to make sure there's no break at all in any of my videos. I will try to at least have one video out every day. But bear with me as we go through this next step in our life. So again, I appreciate everything. If you're new here, browsing and found your way on this video, hit the subscribe button for me. It's free to do. Helps my channel out a ton. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, what do you think about it? Let me know down below. Is there anything specific that I should be looking for to try to get that is not in my collection? I will eventually go into the process of, going through my top 10 games, my top Xbox games, my top Switch games, my top GameCube games, whatever. I'll go through all of that. At some point, I'll do some videos like that, but that will probably wait until we get to the new house. So, anyway, again, I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.